How's it going, everybody? My name is Alex Peitz. I own Peitz Performance Tunes. I want to introduce everybody. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. A lot of things cross my mind as I'm going through, working on cars, tuning cars, just doing a lot of different things, all car related, obviously, as I own this shop. And I really think that there needs to be some more information out there as far as what goes into really building a car and making it work. Not just one time, but every time from now to 10 years from now. And I just really feel like there's a void out there, and you guys really need to see some of the information that maybe you're not seeing right now. So hopefully I can help you guys out with that, show you some different information, show you some different cars that we work on. I want to start off by just introducing, again, myself and the shop, and we can go from there. All right, first things first, I'm going to introduce you to the main attraction of the shop. It's really my prized possession. It's what makes all the dollar bills, I suppose. And it is the dynamometer. Okay, this is all-wheel drive. It is an MD800 AWD. So what this dyno allows us to do is really properly calibrate the engine management systems on these vehicles. This is a true engineering tool. It actually applies real load to the vehicle, just as if you were at the track and you were driving the car at the track. It applies the same amount of load, so I can really replicate the scenario that you're gonna put the cars under. Once it leaves here, I can replicate it right here on the dyno, which is extremely helpful in properly tuning, calibrating, whatever you want to say, and making the car run correctly. So this is a huge part of our success. Some of the features of the dyno, again, it is all-wheel drive, right? But if you'll notice, it also has two, not one, but two eddy current brakes. This eddy current brake actually applies load to the vehicle. It restricts the roller basically from moving. And how that works is the software actually has features built into it where you can tell the dyno how much the vehicle weighs, how much horsepower it takes to maintain 50 miles per hour, things of this nature. All right, these are drag coefficients, if you will, and they are put into the PowerDyne software. All right, again, this is from Mustang Dynamometer. All right, actually, I'll show you real quick. If you go to database, customers vehicles, you go to vehicles, you see right here, this is from a 2015 Chevrolet Corvette. All right, this is not the vehicle that's currently on the dyno, but just an example to show you. If you look right here, we have road load A, road load B, road load C. And this shows you the amount of horsepower it takes to maintain 50 miles per hour. And some other vehicle information, which is super helpful in actually dialing it in. All right. Also, is it turbocharged? Is it gasoline? Is it supercharged? Rear wheel drive, front wheel drive, all wheel drive, doesn't matter. This dyno can do it. All right. So it's extremely helpful for us. And another good feature about it also is, if you'll notice, well, especially if it's all wheel drive, you're gonna have vehicles on here that vary in their wheelbase. Right now, the current vehicle that's on the dyno is rear wheel drive, so we're not using the front rollers. However, if it were all-wheel drive, we would use the front rollers, of course. Now, this is also helpful, this dyno is, because if you have a vehicle that does not like to see the fact that the front tires are not spinning at the same time as the rear tires, that can actually throw off your ABS system, and some vehicles will actually go into some sort of a limp mode or protect mode if that's not working. So if both the front and rear tires are not spinning at the same direction, the same speed, that will cause a lot of issues. All right. So it's really important to have a linked all-wheel drive dyno for those type of vehicles, such as a McLaren 720S or some of the other exotics you may see out there, Mercedes as well. They do not like when that's happening. So again, this dyno gives you the ability to do that, to be able to tune those cars, even though there may be issues with traction control system. In addition to that, you can also see it is adjustable wheelbase. So this plate that I'm standing on right here actually moves depending on the wheelbase of your vehicle. And the software actually has a function where you can put in the wheelbase and it will automatically adjust based on what value you input. So pretty cool, right? All right, moving on, I'm gonna show you some of the capabilities we have as a shop. First and foremost, we have 3 lifts. We're not a huge shop, about 4,000 square foot, but we're definitely pack a large punch. So always looking at getting a bigger shop, but right now I'm just trying to improve efficiency. So you'll see lift 1, this is our newest lift. It's actually red, which bugs my OCD extremely. However, it is extremely helpful in having longer term projects, such as doing twin turbo kits like we're doing on Mr. Ferris Kartumis from Car Optics Racing. See here, Car Optics. There you go, Ferris. He is the limited class Super Lap Battle champion 2 years in a row, right? So we actually have assisted Ferris in building and maintaining the vehicle over the last few years, especially tuning and a few other various special projects we've been a part of. And it's been extremely successful. We've done really well with the car. Ferris is a badass driver. Currently has a HPR 468 cubic inch motor, which has definitely done a heck of a good job in helping us get to the winner's circle or on top of the podium, if you will. However, now we've got this bad boy right here, ready to do some work. This is a 388 stroker, so it's actually a D-stroked LS7 essentially, but it's a 5.3 block that's sleeved with Darton sleeves, okay, and it's a 4125 bore, but a 3.622 stroke. And for you LS3 fans out there, you'll recognize that stroke because that is a stock LS3 stroke. So the idea behind this, to de-stroking an LS7, is to give you the ability to make more and more RPM. And the more RPM you can generate, the more power you can typically make, as long as you have the airflow to get you there. But to help us get there, we're putting on a set of twin Turbskis, or turbos, if you will, right? I like the word Turbskis, I don't know about you. But they're actually already mounted in the fender, and you can't really see them right now, but you can see it poking out just a little bit right there for you. All right, we're not done. We got some blue tape on it still. We're mocking some things up, getting the hot side done. But our very own Mr. Adam Torres is our in-house fabricator. He does a hell of a job. We really love him, and we really think that he does a great job and hope to keep him around forever. On top, you'll see, yes, a C8. The famous C8 everybody's been looking at, waiting for, seeing when it's gonna come out, and it's here in the flesh, in red, matching our lift even, right? We're currently doing some testing with it, looking at different wheel and tire combos that we could try out on this vehicle, and I'm pretty excited because we can fit a pretty good tire under this car actually. Initial testing looks like we can do 18 or 19 by 11 in the front with the right brake clearance. If we can't clear the brakes, we're gonna have to go to a 19 potentially, but nonetheless, 18 or 19 by 11 with about a 52 millimeter offset in the front, and then 18 or 19 by 12 in the rear, maybe a 20 by 12, depending on what tire you want to run, with like a 58 millimeter offset, I believe. So some good information for you guys out there in case you're wanting to put some wheels and tires on your C8. Now, I would recommend you give us a call and we can help you in figuring that out based on the tire you're going to run, because the tire you're going to run depends greatly on what class you're running in. We love road racing here. That's what I love to do. That's what I love to do myself as well, as road race. So in road racing, you have different classes you're going to run in, and depending on what classes you're going to be in, it's going to depend on what tire you're going to run. So that's going to affect your wheel selection as well. So just some things to think about there. Again, we'll talk more about that in detail as we go along, but I'm just kind of introducing you to a few different aspects. Now, you'll see we also do some drag racing around here, all right? This is a Demon, right? Also a very hot car, especially about a year ago. It was even hotter, right? The Demon is built for drag racing, of course, as you guys know. I mean, I can't say enough good things about them. Dodge did a great job. They knocked it out of the park. Currently, our best time in a Demon is 883. That's with Mr. Dale Arnold. Actually piloted that guy to that 883 number in the quarter mile. Extremely happy with that. Boys over at HPJ Performance built that one. It's a strong runner, does really well, and we hope to see more from it pretty soon. This Demon right here actually is a little bit still under production, if you will. We've got the transmission out of it right now. These have the ZF8 HP95s in them, and they do a great job. But when you start pushing the power like we are on this one, it's got nitrous, we've got upper, lower pulley, headers, so on and so forth, E85. You know, the transmissions just don't last forever. It's not really slipping, but we definitely have seen some issues where it sees a differential of output shaft speed versus turbine speed. So when that differential gets too great, the ECU sees that and commands throttle cut based on that. So we were seeing that with this car, so we went ahead, bit the bullet, pulled the trans, sent it to Southern Hot Rod. They're taking a look at it right now, and they're gonna fix this up right. All right, you can actually see the converter out of it. Part of my mess in my shop, I got a lot of parts here. A lot of customers were waiting to put some parts on their cars for. This is a Demon converter. Part of the process, we actually have to pull the converter, of course, and then we're gonna send it to Circle D Specialties and have them go through the converter. So always gotta play it safe with these things. There's a lot of variables when it comes to building these cars, so just keep that in mind. This is our fab area. Half of it's missing because it's over there, because we're doing some mobile fab. We actually can move one of our welders all around the shop to do different various tasks. You'll see here we have a couple belt sanders. One belt sander right here. Again, part of my mess. We've been hard at work. TX2K, Texas Mile, things like that. Now, sadly, with the coronavirus stuff going on, Texas Mile did get canceled. We had a ZR1 we're gonna be running there, but we're still gonna be building it. You guys are gonna love that car. It's gonna be here very soon, all right? So here's another piece of equipment we have here. Just another saw, basically. We have another belt sander. We have another bandsaw. This one we have set up for horizontal. They do the job. I definitely want more equipment. And we're actually looking at right now getting a shear, getting a brake, tubing notcher, tubing bender. So we're actually gonna be producing harness bars for the C8 coming out very soon. So you guys keep a lookout for that. In addition to the harness bar for the C8, I actually already have a prototype nitrous switch panel. If you guys saw Amelia Hartford, we went 1073 with her car. Amelia killed it. She piloted the crap out of that thing, was spraying nitrous, shifting gears, drinking beers. Well, not really drinking beers, but she might as well have been with how good she was driving. So good job on that, Amelia. We've already got that switch panel. You guys can check out my Facebook, check out Instagram, and maybe see some pictures of that bad boy up there. We're actually getting a new website launched soon, so you guys can check that out and also purchase online eventually. But for right now, just call us up. We'll get you taken care of. Okay, guys, now we're in the front office. So if you come to the shop, this is the first place you're probably gonna visit, first place you're gonna see, all right? You're gonna see here, front desk, pretty standard affair there. Our sales guy, main man, Michael, sits here at the front. He'll be helping a lot of you guys out if you do call the shop. We got some coronavirus protective layer right there. Moving on to some of the trophies. A lot of these were actually won by Ferris Kartoumi, as I told you guys. That's first place last year's Super Lap Battle. He was first in NASA Texas in multiple classes. This is when I won Spectra Spirit of the Event for the Optimal Ultimate Street Car Challenge. So that was pretty cool. And I got third place last year at Grid Life. So kind of cool. Here's another shot of Ferris Kartoumi's car from before, and you guys saw what it looks like now. Another one of our customers, Johnny, went 203.5. That was pretty cool. In his black C7 Stingray, makes about 850, 900 to the tire, depending on what tune we've got in it. Of course, moving on here, you see where Stephanie is working on the 3D printer. And we're gonna make some great things happen with this bad boy. So anxious to see how that works out in the future. All right, moving to the back office. It's pretty messy. Again, I apologize. That's what it takes to be successful, I suppose. All right, so that's the offices. Again, we're not huge, but we pack a large punch. We try to do our best. Show you one more thing, actually. She's out over here right now, playing with some stuff on the 3D printer. Not quite sure what she's doing right now, but it's probably gonna be pretty cool. All right, thanks.